Welcome back to another episode of Hello Redlow. I'm your host, Terry Mullen, and I have a really special episode for you today. It's about friendship and showing up for each other when you can't see your way through the fog. So listen in and see what happens. Today I want to share an experience with you, a very special experience that I had with one of my dearest friends many years ago. I hope you have friends like this in your life. You know the friends I'm talking about, right? Those lifelong friends, those friends that really know you for who you are. They're safe. They've seen you at your best and at your worst. You show up for one another. They are like your favorite pajamas. You put them on and you relax. It's the real you. You let your hair down. It can be messy. There's no makeup. There's no pretension. It's comfortable, and you feel wrapped in their love just by being there. These pajamas are probably tattered and torn because you've worn them so much. And underneath, there's a few scars that only these friends know about. And no matter where you are in your life, no matter the season or the distance, if you haven't seen each other in a while, you show up and you pick up right where you left off. That is the foundation of this friendship. And I know she's listening in. So this is for you. We met 29 years ago at church, actually, and we became instant friends. We took parenting classes together, raised our kids together, vacationed together, had many amazing dinners and experiences and wine. We've had deep talks and laughter and a lot of tears. And since that initial meeting, we've shared a lot of life in between. We've both walked a lot of miles in our own shoes. And no matter where we are, no matter where we've lived, no matter the distance, when we see one another, we pick up right where we left off. And I'll never forget that moment we told them we were moving to Texas. It was a sad day for all of us. But we made a promise that we would continue to vacation together each year. And one year, we decided that we would go to Hawaii, Kauai to be exact. You see, we had this core group of friends that would always vacation together. There were 5 families, and 3 of us decided to go to Hawaii this one particular year. And to this date, it is one of our favorite memories that we all hold so dear in our heart. But my friend decided that she had wanted to do this particular hike. She had just started hiking and had done some research and found the #1 hike along the Nepali coastline. She was so excited about it and reached out and said, "Who would like to go with me?" Well, I immediately said, "I'll go." I was always up for an adventure. Now, she chose this hike because of the views that were promised. Once you got 1,000 feet above sea level, it promised the most spectacular view you could possibly imagine. You'd be able to see the white birds flying below, the blue ocean, the blue sky, the green silhouette of the island mountain along the horizon. The hike was going to be 11 miles in and 11 miles out for a total of 22 miles round trip. Now, my friend has always been in amazing shape. She is as beautiful inside as she is on the outside. And we had moved to Texas just a few years before, and I had just had our 4th, so I was in decent shape, but certainly not the shape she was in. And my husband kind of challenged me and said, "Are you sure you're going to be able to do this hike? I'm not sure you can do this." And I looked at him and I said, "Watch me." So that next morning we arose early before dawn, so excited to take this adventure together. We packed our snacks and did all those things that you do to prepare for a long hike. Now, I was just along for the ride. She had really planned this whole thing, knew exactly where we needed to go, and I was just there to support her because I knew how much this mattered to her, and I was excited. And on our ascent, the fog started to roll in, and I thought to myself, no problem, once we get so high above, we'll be above the clouds, we'll be able to see everything that's promised. And as we continued to climb, the fog became more and more dense. And once we reached that summit, we literally could not see 2 feet in front of us. You can imagine the disappointment my friend felt. This was so important to her. I remember that she had a lot going on in her life at this time, and so being out in nature, having that serenity and connecting was really important. And I remember being so angry at God in that moment. And I remember turning to her and saying, let's just pray. And I remember screaming out to God, literally, you know how important this is to her. Why can't we see the ocean? And then all of a sudden I said, move those clouds, roll back that fog. I'm sure that anyone nearby would have thought I was a fruitcake. But I didn't care. We do these things for people we love, don't we? And then I remember that moment we opened our eyes. We stood there for a moment and slowly we started to see an opening in the fog. We could see the ocean. And I remember saying, oh my gosh, do you see that? And she said, yes. And we stood there literally just for a few moments. And as I'm telling you this, I get chills. Literally, second by second, the clouds rolled back, the fog rolled back, and suddenly everything was crystal clear. I kid you not, this is a true story. We have the photos to prove it. But we stood there in awe. Suddenly, we saw the blue sky. We saw the white birds flying below. We saw the blue ocean. We saw the green silhouette of the island off in the horizon. And my friend really started to cry. We couldn't believe it. So we quickly captured a photo. And as we turned around, the fog suddenly started to roll back in. Yeah, now I really have chills. This moment mattered. It mattered to my friend. I'll never forget that feeling in that moment. And then we decided to make our descent back down the mountain. With a skip in our step and joy in our hearts, we could not believe what we had just experienced. And to this day, I've never had a moment like that in my life. And I'm not promising that this would happen to you. It's my hope that it would. We get so busy that we forget to see the extraordinary in the ordinary moments. You see, we took off on that hike that day just as an adventure to be together. And for me, it was bigger than that. I was there to support my friend because I knew how much it mattered to her. Yet, in the midst of that moment, we had a miracle. We had a magical moment. And I think we all need the fog to roll away in our lives, don't we? Life gets so busy. It's clouded with the noise of all the things that don't really matter. We're so busy looking down at our phones and social media and comparing that we forget to live our life. We forget to take a step forward and trust the creator of the universe to do something amazing in our lives. So today, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you never to lose hope. I want to encourage you to believe in something bigger than yourself. God, the universe, humanity, your friends, a better outcome, a better hope for tomorrow. I encourage you to hold on to these friendships that I call the lifelong friends. They're the friends that really know you for who you are. And this is for me too. Treasure those friends. They're special. And they matter. They're safe. And they provide experiences like this that no one else can. So be willing to hold space for one another. Walk along beside each other. Because you just never know what you will see when you walk through the fog. Until we meet again, may God richly bless you. Know that you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, and you belong. This is Redlow. Thank you for listening in. Every time I do these spontaneous recordings, I keep the one I do the very first time. It's so easy to want to come back and edit things, but then this feeling just stirs up inside my spirit and I say things that I can't say a second time around. And I just want to encourage all of you. This story almost makes me cry. Of course, it's my experience and my friend's experience, but it was such a pivotal moment in our life, and I want to encourage all of you to keep going and never give up. Your life matters, and I want you to believe in these special, unique, magical, wonderful moments, because I do believe they happen. Well, I experienced it. I know they happen, even if it's just once in a lifetime. So go have an amazing day. Thank you so much for listening in.